Improve your class note-taking with Cornell Notes. One of the best ways to succeed in school and on tests is to take notes during class. It's such an effective method that studies show students learn more by handwriting notes than typing them. Notes are a useful record, which helps you remember facts and a guide for exam preparation. The action of taking notes also helps you actively listen, think, and concentrate during class. However, have you ever had the following problems? Your mind wandered and you couldn't take notes quickly enough. You wrote everything down, but you couldn't understand what it meant later. You wanted to review, but you couldn't find the key points because your notes were messy. If so, you would benefit from organizing your notes in a template like the one for Cornell Notes. Professor Walter Pauk of Cornell University created it in the 1950s as a way to help students study more effectively. Read on to see how Cornell Notes can help you.
Hello and welcome everyone to English for You. I'm Adam.
And I'm Elsie.
And Elsie, you are so good at so many things, especially English.
You too.
Oh, really? But my question is, was there something that you did that made you so good at English and other subjects?
Well, I studied a lot when I was at school, and I watched a lot of English movies, and when I was in class, I always took notes.
Oh, okay, so that's probably why you're so good at English. And everyone, our article today really talks about how to get better at taking notes. So let's jump right into our article. It starts off by saying, one of the best ways to succeed in school and on tests is to take notes during class.
在学校和考试中要取得成功的最佳途径就是呢，你上课的时候要做笔记，这个是老师们都会一直告诉学生的。So when you were a student, were you good at taking notes?
Not like you, probably. I wasn't a very good note taker when I was younger. But when I went to college, I became a lot better at taking notes. I mean, I wished I took more notes when I was, let's say, in high school or junior high school, because it probably would have saved me a lot of time and energy. And in our article today, that's kind of what we're going to learn. We're going to learn about how to save time and how notes play an important role. So jumping back into the article, it says, it's such an effective method that studies show students learn more by handwriting notes than typing them. There we see the word effective. Effective is something that works well and produces the desired results. So an example sentence we could all use is, eating vegetables every day is an effective way to stay healthy.
Effective 这个形容词呢，就是有效的，所以an effective way 或是 method， 那就是有效的方法。那有效的解决办法，你就可以用 effective 来形容 solution。那还有，比如说你去看医生，你这个治疗有没有效 ？An effective treatment， 那就是有效的治疗。那副词的话呢，你就在字尾加上 ly 就可以了。所以课文说到呢，研究显示手写笔记比打字更有效。学生透过呢手写笔记可以学到的知识是更多的。那在这边呢，我们就看到了今天的 Language in Focus， 我们来看一下咯。今天我们要看到的文法重点呢是 such that 后面加上之后的内容。那它的句型的意思是如此以至于 such 后面呢你要接上的是名词，那 that 后面则是接一个表示结果的副词子句。那句型会是呢主词出来之后加上 be 动词，加上 such 或 and 加上形容词加上名词 that 之后加上主词以及动词。马上给同学们 面一个例句咯。Tom is such a nice guy that everyone likes him. Tom 是一个很亲切的人，所以大家都喜欢他。那另外一个类似的用法是 so that 那它的句型意思也是如此以至于，但是 so 是副词，所以后面你必须要接上形容词或另外一个副词咯。那 that 同样是引导表示结果的副词子句。For example, I was so tired that I fell asleep in class. 我太累了，以至于我在上课的时候睡着了。
So you're telling me that notes are important and we shouldn't fall asleep in class, right?
Yeah,
okay.
kind of like that.
Okay, well, continuing talking about how notes are important, we learned that notes are a useful record which helps you remember facts and a guide for exam preparation. There we see the word preparation, and that means getting ready for something by planning and organizing beforehand. An example sentence we could all say is, the soccer team practiced every day as part of their preparation for the big game.
Preparation 这个名词呢，就是预备、准备，所以我们看到的 exam preparation， 那就是考试上面的准备。那动词的准备是什么呢？是 prepare， P-R-E-P-A-R-E。那 prepare for the exam， 那就是为这个考试做准备。所以课文说，笔记是有用的记录，它有助于你记住事实，也就是考试准备的 guide 指南。
Yeah, it's important to prepare for everything you do. You just can't go into something and say, oh, yeah, I got it. No, you have to take the time so you can get the outcome you want, and preparation is the main key of that. So moving on, it says, the action of taking notes also helps you actively listen, think, and concentrate during class. So you need to be focusing on all of these. Now let's take a look at some of those words. In the last sentence, everyone, we saw the word actively, which is an adverb, and it's in a way that involves positive action. So an example we could use for actively is the students at the junior high actively participated in the big science experiment.
Actively 这个副词呢，就是活跃的或是积极的。那它的字尾 ly 你把它拿掉，你会看到 active 这个形容词。那这个形容词呢，就是形容活跃的或是积极的，可以用来形容人，像是 an active person。那课文就说到呢，做笔记的行为也有助于你在课堂上 actively listen， 积极的聆听、思考，还有集中注意力。所以我们看到这个动词 concentrate 就是集中注意力、专注的意思。好，也可以用 focus 来说。
Yeah, I need to practice on my active listening, I think sometimes. I think we all do, right? But let's continue to find out more about how these notes can help us. It continues by saying, however, have you ever had the following problems? Your mind wandered and you couldn't take notes quickly enough? So we see in that sentence, wander. Wander is a verb. It's of a person's mind or thoughts to something being directed on something and to move without much control to other ideas, subjects, and etc. So an example sentence I'm sure we all have had with wander is, during class, my mind would often wander to thoughts of the upcoming weekend.
Wander 这个动词呢，就是心不在焉、神志恍惚。那我们课文说到的 your mind wandered， 那就是你开始不专心、心不在焉的状况。好，很多的同学们应该都有这样子的状况发生过，我们也是。那 wander 后面如果你加上 around 再加上一个 place， 那就是在某个地方游荡闲晃。好，那还有一个动词是 wonder。W-O-N-D-E-R 好，中间的这个字母由 A 变成了 O。Wonder 这个动词呢是纳闷、想知道。比如说呢 I'm wondering if you can do me a favor。好，我纳闷，我想知道你可不可以帮助我。 那课文说到呢，你有没有遇过以下的问题？你的思绪飘忽不定，然后没有办法迅速做笔记。So like I said, this happens a lot, right?
Yeah, to all students, right? Your mind just wanders about something else. I mean, and that is why it is so important to keep track of everything. But, sometimes it doesn't work out. So what can we do? Our article tells us that the next thing that can happen is you wrote everything down, but you couldn't understand what it meant later.
你在課堂上把所有的東西都寫下來之後，你要複習的時候，你卻無法理解它的意思。What did I write?
Right, yeah. You're like, oh, I have all these notes, and then you can't even tell what the
Can't
whole
even
class.
read them.
Maybe that too. And so what can you do? It says you wanted to review, but you couldn't find the key points because your notes were messy.
对，你想要复习，但是因为你的笔记实在是很 messy 很凌乱，所以你就找不到重点，找不到那些 key points 在哪边。那我们看到 messy 这个形容词就是凌乱的、杂乱的。那你把字尾的 y 拿掉，你会看到 mess 这个名词就是凌乱的意思。所以我们说呢，你字尾的 y 会接在名词后面。那这样子的一个构成呢，可以是一个形容词，代表充满点点点的，或是有点点点的特质。像是在形容天气的时候，都是这类的字，比如说风是 wind， 加了 y windy， 那就是多风的。那还有像 snow snowy rain rainy 都是这一类的组成。
Right, so if you're having these problems where your notes are messy and you need help organizing, you might benefit from reading more about this article. It continues to tell us, if so, you would benefit from organizing your notes in a template like the one for Cornell notes.
Cornell notes. Wow, it sounds very professional.
Yeah, Cornell is a university up in New York. It's a very prestigious and fancy university.
中文是康乃尔大学。好，那在这个句子当中呢 we saw the word benefit. What does it mean? Let's take a look.
Benefit. Benefit is a verb, is to gain something positive or helpful from someone or something. Now, let's use the word benefit in a sentence. By reading newspapers every day, you can benefit from improving your vocabulary. Also, in those last sentences, we saw the word organize. Organize is a verb. It's to arrange something or the parts of something into a particular order or structure. So an example sentence we could use is, let's organize our video games by putting all the Switch games in one box and the PS5 games in another.
OK， 那整理一下咯，我们首先看到听到的这个动词 benefit， 指的是受益或是得到好处。那 benefit from something or somebody， 那就是从某事或是某人得到好处。那好处本身你也可以用 benefit 来说。那形容词 beneficial， 那就是有益处的、有好处的。那另外呢，我们看到的 organize 就是使有条理或是井然有序。Organized 是形容词，有条理的、井井有条的，那也可以用来形容人哦。An organized person， 那就是有条理、有组织、井然有序的人。Adam, would you say you are an organized person? Would you use this adjective to describe yourself?
You put me on the spot. I think I try to be organized. I mean, I do like to have my clothes organized so I don't have to waste time looking for them later. But maybe I'm more home organized than work organized.
Okay, I think you are very home organized. And also work organized.
Right.
What about me?
Yeah.
Am I an organized person?
Yeah, what do you think?
我是不是？
Yeah.
应该是在 home 方面不是。
You're not a home organized
对，
person.
家里方面应该
But
就
what
是
about, you could say, what about, are you a work organized person? Are you
Yeah, I think
very
so.
organized at work?
Yeah, I think we both are. 所以回到课文呢，我们说到，如果是这样的话，那么你就会从使用康乃尔笔记模板当中来整理你的笔记当中获益。好，那 template 这个名词就是样板、模板。
All right, so jumping back into our article, So Cornell notes basically can make a lot of difference in our lives, maybe. And what we're going to find out more about these Cornell notes is we're going to find out a little bit of history about it. How did it become to be?
Okay.
Well, it says Professor Walter Polk of Cornell University created it in the 1950s as a way to help students study more effectively.
康奈尔大学的这位教授呢，他在1950年的时候创立了这种方法，以帮助学生更有效的学习。所以这边看到了副词比较级 more effectively， 用来修饰前方的动词 study。
Right, and as any good teacher, he probably saw some of his students, having a hard time with maybe the reading material or with, not doing so well on tests. And he's like, well, maybe I can help these students become a little bit better at remembering the things they need to know.
Yeah, so how can we take this kind of notes?
Yeah, well, what we're going to do is we're going to read on to see how Cornell notes can help you.
所以就要继续阅读，以了解康奈尔笔记如何帮助你。那这边看到的副词 on， 它的意思是继续或是不停地。那前面你可以加上动词，比如说 read on， 那就是继续阅读 ；talk 的话，那就是继续说话。那我们要等到 day 2， 就是第2天，我们才会知道这个笔记要怎么样进行。那现在先到 for you chat。
All right, so our for you chat question is, everyone, what problems do you have with taking notes during class?
For me, when I was a student, the problem I had was I took too many notes.
Oh, so you just went through everything.
Yeah, and I couldn't have enough time to do it, or afterwards, I couldn't find the key points like the article mentioned.
Right, okay.
What about you?
The problems I have with taking notes during class are, first, my notes were not organized. So I would have to look. There'd maybe be some notes here, some notes on this side of the paper.
So you don't know where they are.
Yeah, I don't know where they are. And also, my handwriting was not the best. So maybe I couldn't read, actually, at the end of the day, my notes at all. So what about you guys? What are some notes or some things or some troubles that you might have or problems with taking notes? And you better not say, I'm not taking any notes, because you all should be taking notes.
一定要记笔记。没错。好啦，那听完今天的节目，还学得不够尽兴吗？要欢迎到空中家教和老师们一起练习哦。So, this is Elsie.
And I'm Adam, and we'll learn more about note-taking in our next episode.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Vocabulary Review.
Effective. Lying down in a dark room wasn't effective in curing my headache. I had to take medicine to feel better. Preparation. We'll begin the lunch preparation by putting 2 slices of bread on each plate. Actively. In class, I try to actively listen to the teacher so I can learn and understand the lessons better. Wander. In late afternoon meetings, my mind often wanders, and I start thinking about what I'll eat for dinner. Benefit. The town will benefit from the new public park because it's a place that everyone can enjoy. Organize. We need to organize our team so that everyone knows what jobs they need to be doing.
字彙小补帖
Concentrate. Template.